So yeah, this is Feels Cozy with Shleb. We actually have done Feels Cozy with everybody else in the team Isekai, and when we first started this idea, it was actually during your partner push, and we're like, we don't wanna like, you know, like going through enough. So let's just give her some time, and so finally, finally we can.
Glad we could get you on here now.
Yeah, we can interview you. So we always start off with the same question, right? Blue, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so what got you started in content creation?
Oh boy. So back in like middle school, I used to make music videos.
Yo, what? Where's the link?
No, it's gone. All gone. So basically there was like this era of YouTube where like you could use music and not get in trouble for it, and everyone that was like under the age of 12 would make music videos to like all their favorite songs, and you could just, you know, edit the way you want. And it was just, I don't know, it was a very weird era, but that's when I started making YouTube videos. And then after that I think I started like a little bit like Kingdom Hearts stuff, and then I did anime reviews for a while. All gone. You can't find them.
The people are digging right now. Now.
Nope, gone. And then I also did a little bit like K-pop reactions. So this was all on YouTube. I really loved making videos about things that I really just enjoyed and wanted to share with other people. And I don't know, like I didn't have like any kind of following. I didn't have people who cared about it at all. I didn't tell like any of my friends or anything like that. This is very like just like a me thing. I just really liked creating, and I put it up all on YouTube. And yeah, but after a while, I like went into vlogging, and then I moved to Japan and things like that. And there was just, when you're making videos for basically no one, it doesn't really feel good.
Yeah.
I feel that, yeah.
So there was just something that wasn't super fulfilling after a while, and I didn't really make much of a following. I'm not really the best with social media. So after a while, I followed a lot of J-vloggers, by the way. So like I knew of Toph and Peach Milky or Sophie far before I ever even started on Twitch. And because I knew them from the J-vlogging community, I also knew about their Twitch streams. And so I would watch Sophie late at night and just, you know, hang out, and I wouldn't say anything in her chat. I was petrified of talking in people's chats. I had no desire to talk to anyone. But it wasn't until I found Keyblade Sarah, then now Sarah Key, that I really felt driven to actually start streaming on Twitch. And so it's basically thanks to Sarah that I now stream and now have a really wonderful community on here.
That's crazy, because like when we talk to other people, it's usually like a lot later, I guess, in their life that they started to really make content. But you were already making content, and like
no one.
Well, presenting whatever you like and your passion to the internet is already like, that's
you're already like a step
creation.
Further than a lot of people.
I think.
Yeah.
So it was really early for you then, the whole.
Yeah, I was like preteen, I think, something like that.
Were you always playing video games throughout that whole time? And when you hit Twitch, you were just like, this clicks. This is something I want to do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I knew of Twitch back then, but nobody streamed the games that I liked back then, because it was just such a smaller website then, and so nobody streamed the games that I liked. And even if some of them did stream the games that I liked, it was at times that I couldn't even watch anyway. So I had no desire to even watch streamers back then. It was easier to watch Let's Plays on YouTube, so I mainly watched Let's Plays and things like that.
Yeah, me too. I was before I would watch like a little bit, but not on YouTube, but it would be like on like Nico Video or something like that. And then but then when I started watching YouTube videos, it was like strictly Let's Plays. I didn't know about Twitch.
Watched a lot of horror Let's Plays.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you've come from this, you know, like you said, that you were like making content for, you know, nobody. It didn't feel good, and then now you came to Twitch, and then you have all this big community. And another big step was that you got partnered very recently, which is like amazing. although it's hard to kind of just be like yay, just because we know how like mortified you were, like when during that period was so like
Stressful.
yeah, and it's I think
it wasn't so bad until the 8-week point of waiting to
crazy.
hear back.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I was pretty stressed, but it was due to just like mental health and just like real life stuff. It didn't really have much to do with Twitch. I think it showed on Twitch, but it wasn't rooted in any Twitch stress. But I guess it was just like they kind of lined up almost perfectly. Like, I'm really stressed out, and then I'm also about to apply for partner. It was just like a really like pretty bad timing, honestly, to have a partner push, as a lot of people call it.
Yeah, because I know that watching your streams and even before the partner push, you were very reluctant to even mention that term. Like, you're like, it's kind of like a, like not really a part. And I feel that, I understand that, and it's just like to be, and then you finally say, I'm going for the partner push, and then to kind of like have to wait that long to get that response.
Yep.
And because we have that Isekai Discord, and you could really tell that it's like, it's very stressful for you. And
I think it would affect anyone, like
Yeah.
having to wait that long. Because it's like,
for sure.
you don't expect to have to wait that long. Because then you kind of like
It,
put
like-
yourself
yeah,
in the
It
situation
like
of
almost made me mad when other people get to hear back within like 2 days. Like, I know it has nothing to do with them. It's not their fault that Twitch lost my application, but like it's just like an unfair feeling. Like, why did I have to wait so long?
right, yeah. And
I think you
it's
start
fair.
thinking into like these like negative thoughts, like, oh, maybe they're not replying because of this, or like,
yeah.
I have a feeling I'll probably go through the same thing.
We had the board up for you. We were like, so okay, let's really think about this. Like, why do you think she's not getting this? Or she should be getting it. She's got everything she needs. And we're like, maybe they're like watching, what kind of games she's streaming, because 14 is a relatively new thing for a channel. Like, we just thought of like all these like theories, and we're like, and I was like, if we're doing this, imagine what Shleb must be feeling right now. Like it was it's crazy. And we can talk about it in this light because you did get the partnership, and it's like it's kind of like a funny, hopefully it's a funny story, or it will be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't mind talking about it at all.
Yeah, I think it's like, of course it's like a very celebratory moment for you and the community, and for us like as friends. So it was we're like, oh thank God, like finally, like she got what she deserved. Like she get and so the question is kind of like a follow-up to that, but has anything changed? It's rare for us to be able to talk to somebody that just got partner, and I think one of the things that I always wondered was, has anything changed?
No. Yes. I mean, I guess technically, yeah. So like, I'm able to offer the community more emotes now. I can incentivize a reason for people to actually sub or gift subs, because not only like does it like support like me, the streamer, but like you also get more emotes out of it the more subs there are. So there's the incentive on that. My favorite feature, though, that I think a lot of affiliates overlook is that I forget the proper terminology, but when you're an affiliate, you don't always get the option as a viewer to change the quality of your stream.
Options, yeah.
So like,
Yep.
I'm gonna look at your quality settings right now, and you stream at 720 p 60, that's your source, and you do have the option. So if someone was watching on a toaster, they could watch at 480p, 360p, and 160p. So this is not a thing that's super, I feel like not really that known, but like as an affiliate, you don't always get those options, but as a partner, you always do. So it's really important as an affiliate that your stream isn't that high in quality, because then your viewers who can't watch on nice PCs or phones or anything like that, they can't watch your stream.
Right.
But now that I'm partner, I can up the quality of my stream, and it doesn't make it so other people can't watch my stream.
Yeah, I remember that.
They can.
We didn't know that when we first started, and we would just do highest quality we could, and then we would have people in chat like, why do you guys, it's almost like, why you guys so like, well, it's almost like a pretentious thing, like, why do you guys only allow these top things? And I'm like, okay, we're going to Reddit now, and then we're like looking it up, and we don't get that option.
Like, okay,
all
we
the time.
shouldn't be doing that kind of thing.
So
we thought, the higher the quality, the better.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was actually preventing people from watching us.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Well, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
So as an affiliate, I personally tell people don't go any higher than 1280 720 because
Yeah.
anything above that you're going to potentially risk people not going to be watching your stream. And how do you expect to grow and reach partnership if you're literally preventing people from watching your stream?
Yeah.
So good to see that you guys have a pretty good quality option.
For today.
For today.
For
Yeah,
today.
for today.
We don't know about the other days.
No.
So now that you hit partner, right? Or it doesn't even have to be partner. Just going from 14, and yeah, I've seen you've been playing Fantasy Star Online and the other games too. Is there a shift in direction for content for you going here and on? Is there like a kind of a roadmap that you have set in your mind?
So there's always for most people there's always the one game that gets them partnered, and a lot of times a streamer will ride out that game, get partnered, and then they'll start streaming whatever they want. And I'm really lucky that I love Final Fantasy XIV, and I still am a Final Fantasy XIV streamer and probably will always be a Final Fantasy XIV streamer because I love the game so much and I just really enjoy playing it. The chat is just like it's my favorite to interact with because there are directories that have really toxic people who come into chat and they just say maybe some insults to you, like just chatting can typically be that way.
Yeah.
Or if you're streaming the older Final Fantasy games, you get a lot of people who come in and they just instantly backseat and they instantly spoil things. Whereas with 14, you don't really get a lot of either. It's just it's more of a, I want to say like a mature audience to stream to, and I love that. That's the biggest reason why I decided to become a 14 streamer, because I loved streaming the game and I loved the people that were watching me.
A good community, and I mean we know that too. Like a lot of people that play 14 are just like they stick
very
around
wholesome
too for
community.
different
Very
games.
supportive.
Yeah. So when it comes to streaming other games, I still plan on streaming other games as they come out. So like I streamed the 7 remake because I was really excited and I wanted to stream that game. But for the most part, I just mainly will stream 14 because it's the directory that I feel the most comfortable in. Finding a directory that you feel comfortable in as a streamer is super important, because I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is my all-time favorite game series, but I hate that directory with like my entire being. It is just the most like, I don't know what has happened. I don't know if it's just like a shift in like the community's mood. I don't know, but like I just find that the chat is not really worth putting up with. So I don't stream Kingdom Hearts anymore. It's my favorite game series ever, and I will forever play it. I just will never stream it. Like as a streamer, it's important to know what games are worth streaming and what games are worth keeping to yourself.
Oh, so you're not even gonna like stream like even the new one if the new one comes out, and you're just gonna stay away from that, kind of keep it for yourself then?
Yeah, maybe. Because I streamed the remake, so I felt really comfortable doing that. But when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I don't really know. I guess it really depends. But for the most part, I've been saving a lot of my Kingdom Hearts stuff for off stream, and I'll just simply record it and make a YouTube video out of it. And I have a far better experience that way.
Okay, that makes sense. Like because when we first kind of found out about Shleb, it definitely kind of the Kingdom Hearts vibe, and then I think we were lucky to be there when you came back after that break. You played 7 original, and after that you shifted to 14, and I was like, or like you went into 14 and then you just went like really hard on that. I'm like, that's so cool, because we played 14 a lot too, so it was kind of, and nobody in Isekai was really like that big. I mean, Sophie was, but like it wasn't at like the same time, because like Sophie's been playing for so long, and then it was kind of this cool thing where we get to experience. We were the ones that were the new ones that found out about the game, and then we get to kind of see somebody so close to us find out and have that sparkle, I guess, of like, wow, 14's so awesome. And then like all of a sudden, like she's a 14 streamer now, and it was like it was so cool. Like, and
it was a really easy decision to make. So I started playing back in I think like June or July of 2019. So I haven't even been playing for a year, but I started playing then, and I even streamed it a couple of times then. And I remember I noticed that my numbers were doing the same, if not even just a little better. And so I kept that in the back of my head when I came back. So during my break, I focused a lot on YouTube, and I was pretty consistent about posting to YouTube. And that's why even though I took my break, I gained 10 average viewers during that time, because I was consistent with posting content on YouTube and Twitter. Posting content elsewhere is what is going to help you grow here on Twitch, because the only way that people can find you on Twitch is if you're online. But if you aren't streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then how are people, going to find you outside of your actual stream times? So
I feel that.
Being consistent off Twitch was really helpful for my stream and my stream's growth during that time.
Yeah, they always say go for the other media and then bring it to Twitch, because it's very difficult to find. So I mean, some of the people that in our community, because we are mainly on Twitch, is kind of like, how did you, and it's always like they don't even know how they found us either, like at the very beginning. Like, I have no idea how I got here, but and they tend to stay the longest, I guess, but it's kind of, it's very rare, so it's like a special relationship, so
yeah. I find that a lot of my community that is still around today, when I first started, are people that actually came through raids. I find raids to be such like an underappreciated thing for a streamer, because not only are people able to share their community with you, but you can share your community with them, and then your communities become ever so slightly mixed, and like not only are you hopefully sharing like amazing content creators, but like people are going to find you and they're going to also appreciate you. So I like one of my mods, Munch, actually, he came from the very first raid I ever got. The very first raid I ever got was from Saraki.
Wow.
Which is like so weird to say, because like I streamed Undertale as my first game.
Oh, really?
That's the okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was very random, I guess. But she raided, and I got I got affiliated that stream because of the raid. And so and core people from in my community are still from that like raid, that one raid alone. And I find just like through raiding, it's like the best way to find people that of content that you like and share your community with them. But people will find you, and they will also really grow to love you. And it's not like a competition where it's like, oh, I'm gonna lose viewers if I show them a really great streamer. Like, they're like, good genuine people won't just like simply leave you for someone else, sort of thing. I don't know. I find that some people can have a very toxic mindset of raiding sometimes, but raiding and posting outside of Twitch are the two best things for my personal growth on Twitch.
Makes sense. I mean,
like,
we got raided by, it was a random raid by Ken, and that's how we even got to know him.
Yeah.
And Toph, because Toph was in that chat. So we were playing RE2, and he raided us randomly, and we never talked before, and that's how we found, and that's how the whole isekai thing they even considered us.
See.
Yeah. So
we didn't know them before they raided us. So I'm so glad they found us.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's people in chat right now that are saying that they came from, Shlebs or, Joey's, or like, and vice versa, like from, from Mars and stuff like that too. So it's, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, raids definitely important. Like,
yeah, but it's also not just like receiving raids, it's also raiding others as well, because when you're raiding people who maybe stream in the same directory as you, or you're just simply like friends with them, your name is gonna probably be an alert. It's also gonna show up in chat, and your community will also shine in the chat when they show your raid message and they say hi, hello, what's up, and they get to know that streamer. It makes you also look good to others, not just to that streamer, but to those there, and they will be probably more willing to check you out, follow, maybe show up to a stream if they can. So the action of raiding is like just super important as well. It's just as appreciated, or it should be just as appreciated as receiving rates too, not just it's a give and receive thing. There we go.
Yeah.
I agree. So I think you've already kind of answered this question, so I'm gonna ask this in two parts. But one is, what's the best thing about streaming? If you could sum it up, what's the best thing about streaming?
Having people that actually like the same things that I do, or at least like a general interest.
Okay.
I would say that growing up, I had no one that liked the same video games that I did. Nobody liked K-pop or J-pop. No one liked any of the things I did, anime or just like nothing. I had no one. I grew up in a pretty small area, so I just had no one who liked the same things as I did. So being on Twitch was like, I feel like the first time where I actually had like true genuine friendships with people, and we actually like liked and loved the same things. So I think I like appreciate that the most. Japan can be pretty lonely, as I'm sure you guys may know, but
sure.
That's why I started. I was pretty lonely, and I wanted people to connect with, and Twitch was exactly that for me.
That makes sense. I think we can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
and what's the most difficult thing about streaming?
Dealing with people you don't like.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
simple
Plenty
and
of
clean.
them.
I like that.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you can ban them, you can purge them, time out, whatever. You can do all those things, but like, you still have to deal with them to a certain extent. Or sometimes, gosh, I don't even know if I should say this, but sometimes you'll get someone in your community and like they stick around and like they're not doing necessarily anything wrong, but they just like, there's just something about them that maybe sometimes like rubs you the wrong way. Maybe it's just like simply a clashing of personalities, where like, you just kind of just like, you don't necessarily get along, but like for some reason they like you enough to stay, and it's just like, okay. So I'm really bad at getting along with people that I don't like. I don't have a poker face. I'm very obvious when I don't like people, or don't like something in general. So I would say that I'm not good at getting along with people. So it's the people that come into chat and maybe try to ruin your experience or something or whatever. And yeah, I'm not good at getting along with people.
It's hard because sometimes it's a difference in a sense of humor, so they don't really mean anything that bad, but it definitely rubs off the wrong way. And then if this was a normal social interaction, physical social interaction, all it takes is just like a question or just a little conversation and you get over it. But it's hard to do that when it's online, so you just kind of have to almost guess this is where the person's coming from, because you don't want to you got to keep the stream going. And
yeah, like there's people who like say a joke or whatever and put the kappa at the end, but they're still saying something like really like mean and hurtful, but there's a kappa at the end, so it's perfectly fine. It's a joke. We're going to take a joke, and it's just like, if I don't know you, you're not allowed to pick on me. You're not allowed to like, because we don't have that kind of friendship with each other. I don't just let strangers like come in and just like say mean things to me. And most people are kind of like that, but of course if they like that kind of humor, then I guess it's whatever to them. But I personally don't really like that kind of stuff. So when I get people who come in and they like say a joke and I just like doing my zoom in effect, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah, so
It's
yeah,
hard.
definitely like a difference in humor is pretty big too.
Yeah, I believe that. And
That's hard through text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I misread people all the time. And that's probably like as a streamer, I am horrible at reading chat. So
I'm horrible.
I'm missing messages, or I misread the message, or I simply just don't understand maybe the tone that they're trying to portray. So yeah, I'm horrible at it, but it's something I will forever have to work on.
Yeah, it's there's nothing that you can do because we're all just human, and most of the time they're not. If they do stay, not the ones that just like say something and leave, but like the people that stay, you always get to see their good side at some point, and then you're like, okay, this guy's just awkward, or maybe we're just awkward, or so it's hard though. In the moment, it's definitely something that I don't know if it's something you can ever get better at. Almost, it's just like different situations, different, like
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue, do you have, I've been like machine gunning questions. I was taking all those questions from you.
Like, I guess I wanted to ask, like, what do you do when you're not streaming? Like, do you have because I know you work as well, but like, is there anything that you do like to like de-stress or like decompress or anything when you're not like working or streaming, or is this kind of like like streaming your, I guess, your de-stress time kind of thing from work?
Yeah, I personally like you guys like plan so much for your streams, and like I always admired that about you guys. Like you have this like podcast where you have to like reach out to the people and ask them to be on it. Like you guys, I feel like you guys plan so much for your streams, but like for me, streaming is like my hangout time. So like I just like turn on stream. And I don't really like plan so much during my stream, and I always feel like a bad streamer, but like just because hell no, I shouldn't compare or anything like that, but like I just have like a more casual and chill stream in comparison to people who actually like plan out their streams, and they are constantly doing like subathons or fundraising stuff, and they always have something going on, and I'm just like turning on stream and hoping that people will show up and I will talk to them. Like,
That's
yeah, so
I think that's perfectly fine too.
streaming is supposed to be my de-stress time. It's not always like that, but outside of streaming though, I watch a lot of YouTube. Lot of YouTube. Like Toph kind of like he kind of makes fun of me sometimes, and he's like, what YouTuber does Shleb not know? But like also I watch so much YouTube, and I just know so many YouTubers. So I watch a lot of just the different YouTubers. I love K-pop, so I'll watch a lot of like fan cams or just like shows that like my favorite artists are on and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. I've been watching. So I haven't watched a show since like college of like anime, TV, nothing. I don't watch TV anymore. I don't really have the attention span for it. But I have been loving The Last Kingdom on Netflix.
Last Kingdom.
And I've been watching that with Alex, and it is just,
Wait.
it is perfection.
Is that the K-drama?
It's not. It's like a medieval
Last
show.
Kingdom, I don't know.
I don't really know how to explain it. It's like just medieval, but it is so freaking good. And so I've been watching that a lot with Alex, and like we both look forward to watching it together because it is just that good.
It's on Netflix. You can get it. In Netflix
Wait. It's based off a book, and it has Vikings in it.
Is it based off of a book?
I think it is, right? The Last Kingdom, right?
Have you seen it, Blue?
If it's based on a book, I don't. Oh, it is. Alex just said yes.
Okay,
I didn't know
I think
that.
I've seen that. I think I've seen that.
I don't read, but I'm gonna read The Last Kingdom.
Yeah, I think I read the first book.
Oh my gosh!
When?
I think it's in my app, in my
The
books app.
Saxon stories.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I just realized, like, wait, I have it in my phone.
Yeah, I love it.
There you
All right,
go.
Amazon, you better provide.
Have you seen the show?
I've not. I've only read the book.
Alexander Draymond is everything. Like he alone is what makes the just
So, if you take one takeaway from this episode is go watch Last Kingdom.
oh please, it is so good.
If there's one-
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Yeah.
Blue and I, once we start watching something, we just like can't stop. Like we'll just like
it's bad.
Yes.
4 seasons
Yes, it
kind
is
of.
so good.
It's like good news, bad news, like put together, like right there. We're gonna be losing a
Yeah.
lot of hours to that.
We should.
Yeah, I'm down. We haven't watched anything like a show.
Yeah, we haven't watched something
In a bit.
Yeah, I don't have the attention span for watching shows or anything like that. I can only really watch like Disney movies because they're like catered to kids who don't have good attention spans, aka me. So I find myself not really watching a lot of adult shows. That sounds weird, but like it's not what I mean. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So a lot of
I
like
have
Netflix stuff usually, like it's like the documentaries and stuff like that.
yeah.
Or, like, yeah. That's like we like to watch like the crime stuff on like the
Oh,
documentaries and stuff like
yeah,
that.
those are fun.
Yeah, there's a time when we just like go through all of them, like see what the best one is, and like we never like, even if it's bad, we're like that was a good time. we had a good time watching that. So Blue was mentioning a little bit about like what you do to decompress. Another thing that I think a lot of streamers have to deal with is burnout. But even if you don't, if you like what you're doing in the game, you love the game, you love the community, when you just do something in front of a camera for number of hours, I think there's that effect of being on camera, because you can play a game for 12 hours and not be tired at all, whereas if you're on camera, there's always that kind of it makes you exhausted, and if you just keep doing that weeks and weeks and weeks, we always kind of, there's this moment where like, I don't know, I don't even want to play games anymore, or I don't want to stream them anymore. Has that ever happened to you? And if that has happened to you, what did you do to combat that?
I don't really think I've dealt with burnout, because before, when I was a variety streamer, there was always a game that I was wanting to play and needing to play. So I never really had to deal with like, oh, I don't want to play games, because there's always something that I needed to play. But there, like, I'm pretty open about this, but I do have mental health disorders. So I whenever I cancel stream, it's probably because of that. It's not so much like burnout or just like not wanting to stream. It's more so that there's some kind of mental struggle that I'm dealing with, and that is what makes me not want to stream. It's not really being too tired of streaming or anything like that. It's more so that like I'm just not in a place to talk to other people, and I'm not in a place to try to be entertaining or make jokes or be happy or just to be around people. So for the sake of other people, I will just cancel a stream so that they don't show up to the hot mess that is me sometimes.
I see. So it's almost like you mentally cannot stream. It's just not something that, I mean, you could press the button physically, but it just wouldn't be a stream. It wouldn't be a Shleb stream.
It would be me probably tunneling on the game and even just forgetting about chat and just not really wanting to interact with people. It's more so like that rather than a burnout. I get burnout from YouTube videos, but I feel like that's a little different. That's because I don't really like editing.
Okay, so I was gonna say, like, from not watching but from making YouTube videos, you get burnt out.
Yeah.
We hear that a lot about people that come from YouTube to Twitch, where they're like, I would ask them like, what's like the difference? Like, yeah, I don't have to edit, so it's great.
I've been editing since like middle school, and like I do like it. After I get into like the swing of editing, I really enjoy it. I finally have found like an editing like process that I do enjoy. Like I like adding like stupid effects to my face that make me look ridiculous, because I enjoy it. I think it's funny.
It is funny.
But the process of like going through and getting rid of all the stuff that I don't want in the video, like that is just it is just way too much work, and it takes a long time too. So I have a hard time with forcing myself to sit down and edit.
I know videos that do like really just intricate edits, and then like the videos that we would post are just like us playing a game and just like hard cut, and I'm just sitting there going like, I don't want to watch all this stuff like in between, like, and you always think like there may be a moment here, so then you like watch a little bit and then you end up watching the whole thing, and you're like, oh man, like it takes a really long time, and that's for a very simple video, like unskilled video that, to imagine that that's something that people do every day and add captions and whatnot, and like that's like so much work.
Yeah, so I think if you're doing like a let's play, then it's like okay to have like very minimal editing. I personally prefer highlight videos, because these days I don't really like watching let's plays. I don't really know. I guess it really depends on the game, but like it's a lot of commitment to watch someone play every single second of a game from start to finish. So I prefer watching and making highlight videos of like just like the good moments, whether it's just simply like a joke or them dying or them reacting to a certain cutscene. I prefer watching and creating highlight videos myself. So those require far more editing than a let's play.
That's good. Because like when I used to watch let's plays, they were live in the moment, obviously, and then they would like banter, and then it would like hard cut. The video itself, I'm sure they were playing for like 3 hours, but the video itself is only like 20 or something like that. And so it's nice to kind of, and I've also noticed now that we stream and we have the the live audience part. Without that, it kind of feels a little empty to watch a video where people aren't reacting. It's just this weird thing that I'm used to now, and it just feels like it's part of the video that's missing. And so it's like crazy because these people are like that are just taking these let's plays. It's a whole nother different skill to be able to talk about something for so long and so entertaining, but there's no chat, no one's watching them when they actually do it. So that's like a whole nother like skill set, I think, that
and like you can't go to the comments either because the comments are gonna spoil something that happens in like later part of the video. So like you can't risk that either.
True. So it's kind of good to hear that you don't have your answer to the burnout question is I actually don't have a burnout, and
it's also because I don't put much work.
That's not true. That's not true.
But like I just feel like I don't do much. I just literally start stream. That's like I feel like that's all I really do.
I mean, that's what we all really do. I think it's just like because like we don't have like a game schedule or anything like that. We play whatever we want when we want to play it. So like we played Chrono Trigger. We didn't tell anybody today, and we just said we will play it.
We just woke up and we're like, you want to play Chrono Trigger?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But
but you still plan things like FeelsCozy and your band podcast. Like you still, I feel like you put in so much effort into like planning things.
We liked like this idea was fantastic. Like Blue suggested it, and then it was just like kind of this. I guess that part's kind of cool. It's a little different from other like other streams and stuff, and it's like a cool segment that everyone can enjoy. And so I mean this is probably the most planning that we do. Like
FeelsCozy.
Yeah, probably. But it's really cool. Like even us, there's times when we're like, man, I don't know what we want to do. Like I don't know.
I mean, sometimes I get burnout just like from the game, not like especially like when I used to before I started streaming. Even I would get burnt out playing like a certain game, even though I really enjoy it. There's like days where it's like, no, I don't want to play games. Like doesn't mean I don't like the game, but I just really don't want to play video games. Like like I don't know how long it takes for me to get over it, but there are times when I just don't want to do anything. Yeah, so,
I feel that. Yeah,
that's why I watch a lot of YouTube. It's so bad. I seriously, I watch a ton. It's like horrible. I really should spend less time on YouTube, but I can't help it.
Yeah, it's an addiction. Okay, we're gonna have an intervention for you in Isekai next month.
Oh my
god. No. But that's great. I think that's what also creates the atmosphere of the Shleb stream, right? So, and people like that, and people enjoy that about you, and how real you are. Like, if you're being stupid, you'll be called out right on the spot by Shleb, and everyone's like, yeah, that's Shleb. Or like, and that's...
Yep.
Yeah, it's very, like, real. And that kind of goes to... This might be a really hard question, so if you don't feel like answering, that's fine. But... Twitch really puts... Like, when you hear the word Twitch, people always talk about the word community. Right? Like, people always say the word community. Like, it's community-based. And then when people say, like... it's a very... Yeah. And it's for a lot of platforms, like YouTube, too. But I think Twitch is really, really, like... It's like a really good way to kind of, like, focus on this thing called community. But I was thinking about it, and I was like... That could mean so many things, right? So, to you and what you've experienced, what is a Twitch? What does community mean to you? When you say my community, like, what is that?
When I was going through the partner thing, I actually had a few conversations with people about how I hate saying my community. And I still do have, like, issues with even saying that, because at the end of the day, like, I don't feel like it is my community. Like, I see so many familiar faces, usernames in, like, your chat that, like, also hang out with me. And, so, like, I feel like when I say my community, it's, like, some weird, like, ownership thing. So I get really, I don't want to say, like, uncomfortable, but, like, I have a hard time believing that it's, like, my community. But at the end of the day, that, like, my community is the people who come and watch my streams and, talk in my Discord and just interact with me. So in a way, it is like my community, but, like, our communities are all so intertwined that I more so view it as, like, the Twitch community as a whole, and just, like, it's our community, and that there are these smaller little, let's say like little huts of like people, and they just simply walk around to all these like different huts, and they'll just hang out with those people.
That's
And
so interesting. That's
so
like
that's
a
why I don't really like saying my community.
wow. So I kind of like pinpointed the one word that you hate, and I asked you about it. Wow.
Way to go, Gray.
No, I think that's super interesting because like, in a way, I can agree with that because we do have especially isekai. I think like
Oh yeah,
Tofu's-
he shares
yeah.
so many community members, so that's why it's more so for me. It's the Twitch community, and there are different like sections of the Twitch community that I do like a little bit more.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
But yeah, it's more so just Twitch community to me, and this is our community, and there are people who hang out in certain areas of the
Yeah.
community, but no one owns that certain area of the community. You know what I mean?
That's like I feel like that to be able to actually have that mindset is like is such a it takes a big person to be able to do that because for me I think people can be in different communities like whether it be like a Discord thing or thing but I don't know like I can't be like I'll be honest like with my friends that I have and the people that I care about it's like yeah like I have this image of like that person's community is this that everything outside of that I don't care like I can't fathom or like I just have so I can only see like what's around and then what I focus on most is you know like the people that you know we say like fam but like the people that are always with us even though they're in different places they're here and they you know they have their own character here and it's like I have so much pride in that and that I feel like for you to be like you know Twitch as a whole so I don't like say my community it takes a really like that's a big heart right there for me. I'm like this my fam is the fucking best like Blluist fam let's go like you know and it could be like other places but like I'm so proud of like what we've created and I'm just like I don't mind you guys I'm not like you guys can't go anywhere else or anything like that because we didn't like birth these people but,
Yeah, we don't have any ownership or
Yeah.
anything like that. Just more like.
but I'm
this-
just
yeah.
I'm
We're
just
very,
so like
we're
proud
so focused
like,
on people who are in the immediate vicinity. That I guess like we're not. We've never really thought of it as like a whole
That's- yeah.
platform. I guess.
you like blew my mind and it made me think like oh that's such an interesting way to think of that and I think what you just mentioned is actually like that's very interesting for people listening too because I think that's a rare take on that
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
like, I'm
Everyone's
over
like
here like
my
with-
community. Like look at what with all the fundraising thing that's happened. Look at what my community has done. Look at what my
Yeah,
people
yeah,
have
yeah.
done. Or my family. Whatever that people use.
Yeah.
But like, they're also elsewhere. They're
True.
also in my stream. They're also in someone else's stream. They're also, like I don't know. It's just. That's why, like, bring it back to raiding. Like, when you raid, like, you're intertwining all of these different communities.
Mhm.
You're intertwining your own community with someone else's, and like, it's like a give and take of. I don't want to make it sound like like an ownership thing, but it's a give and take of like viewers, and like they get to find
people
more content
understand, yeah.
creators, and I feel like just like, yeah, you just like at the end of the day, like you can't expect people to show up, and like I'm sure you guys realize that you can't expect people to show up all the time, and that's why like I hate the idea of like saying my community because I don't own them and I can't make anyone show up to my streams. I can't make them not watch someone else's stream over mine by just simply saying you're my community, so you better show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait,
So that's
wait,
why I
everyone
feel like
everyone
that's,
doesn't do that. I'm kidding. No, but that's that. So wait, can I ask? Can I keep? Is this uncomfortable for you? We can move on.
No, I'm,
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Okay. The thing about the how about does your what's the word? Does your following, the people that come to your streams, maybe for that day, do they want that, or are they with you on that page where like, yeah, I don't like that word of like I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be this like labeled as community. Do you guys kind of share that, or is it like?
I actually don't know.
Are they like mugging other people like in the back, cyber mugging other people in other streams?
I don't really know how quote quote my community sees it. I don't know how they, because I do have like a name for them
Okay,
and
okay.
things like that. You know, so it's not like you know, I don't acknowledge that because technically yes, it is a community, but like
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know if they I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question because, like, I feel like it's because I don't necessarily offer community in my stream. I offer just a place to hang out. It's not necessarily uh, like you can come to my stream and like meet other people and we can chat about Final Fantasy or whatever. But like, it's not. I don't really know.
No, that's
Community is such like a hard thing to I guess talk about.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I don't really know how they feel about it, but I still like you know express my appreciation of them and things like that. But like yeah, you know I see so many people here who are also hanging out in my stream. I see one of my mods or two of my mods here, so like you know. Yeah.
That's so interesting. I guess I had a very loose term to community, as in like I don't own. No, there's no ownership at all. And it's just like you can go wherever you want. This is the internet. All you need is, you know, like another tab and you're somewhere else. So there's actual features where you can watch multiple streams at once. And we'll have people tell us about, hey, let's go raid this other community I'm part of. And she's really cool. He's really cool. So let's go say hi. And like that's how we find like other places to raid and whatnot. And so, but that's really interesting. It must that must cause like kind of like awkward not awkward but like hard conversations with a lot of streamers, because community is such a big word. It's such a like
everyone uses it. Everyone uses it. You go on to Twitter and you see, oh, my community this, my community that, and it's just like I don't know, just because I hang out in someone's stream doesn't mean I like 100% will always support them in everything that they do. So like I might watch like a streamer, but like do I really care to like watch all of their YouTube videos or to support them on whatever other platforms they're on? Not really. So like what defines someone being a community member?
That's extremely interesting. That you know, somebody, you know, people in chat are saying that there's like different meanings to community. And for sure, and that's what we're talking about here is just the difference of that.
How you view that word.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, like us having pride, and Major was mentioning that some people do want to be prideful that they are in your chat and they're part of this group. And if it's what you've been working super hard on, then you know, I think it's natural to be happy about that. But yeah, this like ownership thing, that's very intriguing. That it's almost like a very strong opinion about that you have, not kind of this like loose like it's kind of this I don't know, but there's definitely a strong emotion behind that. And that's really interesting, Shleb. What the? Wow.
I think about this kind of stuff a lot. But the partner push is what really made me think about it a lot. Because, like, I remember the day after I applied for partnership, you know, that's always supposed to be such an exciting thing, right? You get to announce, hey, I applied for partner. Like, let's go. But the day after I applied for partner, I averaged 24 viewers.
Okay.
So like, it was for I don't really know exactly why, but I know I definitely was not at like peak Shleb that day. So like yeah, I don't know, like it was after that moment I was like, you know, what is a community, what is my community, you know? So like, you know, because I average a bit more than that these days, but like yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I think it's just such a common word for so many forms of entertainment. You know, not just Twitch, not just YouTube, not just, you know, it happens for musicians. It happens, you know, like any groups of people. So that's really cool. That's like, I did not expect this answer. It's very interesting.
It's kind of like when artists will say, oh, you guys are my fans. They don't usually use the word community because it's usually a one-sided interaction. So like I always like I voice all the time that like I don't have like people will be like, oh my gosh, I'm such a big fan of you. I'm like, no, you're not. Stop it. No, you're not. If I am able to talk to you, like you're much more than just like a fan or whatever. You're not. So like,
so they're not fans either. They're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, I don't know. I feel like some people, I don't. This is not coming for anyone or anything like that. But
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I feel like a lot of people use the word community to make it feel more homey, and in order to create more of a support for them in their stream and their channel or whatever. They purposely want it to make it feel more homey and more like a big family. You know, like you guys call yourself, you know, you guys have your fam and whatnot. So like, it's not coming for anyone, I promise. But
Of
like,
course, yeah.
but it's to create a certain feeling, a certain atmosphere
Yep.
in your stream. I feel like that's why a lot of people choose the word community. Whereas when people come to my stream, like, I'm not really here to, you know, be fam with people all the time.
Right.
I'm more so picky with even with friends. I'm pretty picky with who like I call friends and things like that. So yeah,
That's cool. That's interesting. Like, cause I can go on forever about this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so intriguing because I think we tend to be like someone would be like, I'm new here, and somebody that's always been here will make like an inside joke, and I think that kind of makes them feel like they're not part of it. So then our job is to bring them into it, not not to push that other person out, almost in a sense. You know what I mean? Like to say no, this isn't. You know, like I've been thinking this whole time, like, 'cause I guess I'm on the side that you're right. It does create this atmosphere, and we always say it's like the lunch table, you know, and everyone's invited, and hopefully you decide to want to come and, you know, hang out with us, and that's the community for us, and it's there, and it's there to create the atmosphere 100%. And so I think that's part of it, and I want people to be like, yeah, I hang out in Blluist streams, Gray's fucking weird and Blue's really cool, and like but these guys are really, you know, I like hanging out. And I think it's I definitely do want that, and to grow that. But I've never thought about, like, are you going somewhere else? It's like, of course you're going somewhere else, man. Like, you're on the internet. If you found us, we weren't the first thing you opened up after Google. Like, you came through a lot of stuff to get here, so it's that's really interesting.
Yeah,
That's
I see people
cool.
disagreeing with me, but like, not everyone watches Twitch the same as you. So like, while you might watch a streamer to fully support them and to fully, you know, give your all to them, not everyone does that. Like, for the most part, I'm a lurker when I watch Twitch. I don't really like chat much. Like, even with you guys, like, I don't really speak up until you're ending stream, and then I'll say, okay, bye. And like, you know, like, I don't really like say much prior. So support is different, and you can't assume that everyone gives the same amount of support, whatever it may be, through chatting, donating, or tipping, excuse me, or gifting subs or things like that. Like, you can't assume that every community member is giving their all to that one person, because at the end of the day, they're probably not. Especially for someone like me, I'm a Final Fantasy XIV streamer, and most of my community members know of plenty of other Final Fantasy XIV streamers that they also watch. So like, you know, I stream for the Final Fantasy XIV community, and these people that show up to my stream aren't here just for me. They're here because of the game. So it's the Final Fantasy XIV community that, so some of them anyway, that comes to my stream, and it's not, that's not my community. That's just the Twitch community and the Final Fantasy XIV community showing up to my stream.
That's like that makes sense. Yeah,
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, people run the chat differently, like mentally too, and the little, it's all just semantics and terminology and how we take it, but it doesn't make the other person wrong or right, because, you know, it doesn't change my opinion or your opinion of, you know, other people. Like, they could be good people, just different, you know. And it makes me think like, oh, we should be more mindful about that, because there are people like that, and I do lurk in a lot of channels too, and it's not like I'm part of the, you know, the community in any way, but I just enjoy it and stuff like that. So that's actually a really good thing to be mindful of too. Yeah. And I want to ask, it's kind of connected. This is one of our last questions I want to ask. What do you think makes a good streamer for you? To you, what makes a good streamer?
Oh boy.
This could be this is completely subjective, so this is through what you think. Yeah.
Because it also depends on the streamer too. So like, you have, you know, streamers like Tin the Tatman. I love Tin the Tatman. New York represent. Love him. He's freaking fantastic. And while, you know, most of the streamers I watch are much smaller, I love interaction, but like Tin the Tatman, he doesn't really do that much interaction. He can only talk to so many people because there are just thousands of people who are talking in his chat. They're donating so he can acknowledge them, to see a link or to see whatever. So like I can't just say interaction because I enjoy Tin the Tatman, but like he doesn't necessarily always interact with every single person who shows up to his stream. So I guess for me, what was the question? Most important thing of a streamer?
Yeah, like what makes a good streamer?
What makes a good streamer? The way, I don't want to say that the way that you carry yourself online, because that I feel like that's super vague. But like, I guess depending on whatever you're doing, are you creating good or are you creating good content, whether that is interacting with chat or not? Are you I don't know. This is such a hard question.
I mean, it could be like what I guess what makes you interested in watching that stream too.
And like I said, like this, I don't want you to think of like, and if it does come off the wrong way, I will defend it, you know. But I'm just I want to know, like, to you, like, personally, because we like different things and we all accept each other here, and so it's, you know, what do you like when you see someone and go, oh, this is a good stream, like this is a good stream, like what makes you think that?
Could be just because like they make you laugh or they make you feel really comfy, or
and if there's nothing you can say, I don't know.
I guess
like
it's all thoroughly just like the general vibes, I guess. So whether they're interacting with just the game itself or interacting with chat, you know, I think of there's like do you know Nukomaru? Nukomaru, I think is their name.
Streamer.
They stream just their cats.
Okay.
You just watch the cats, and like I love them and I watch them like a lot because I really miss having cats. But like they're not a streamer, well, because they're cats. But like you know what I mean. So it's all about just the general vibes of what is given in that stream. So whether it's them, the way that they interact with the game, or the way that they interact with their chat, or them being cats, apparently.
We follow a stream that's just owls.
Yeah.
It's like a 24-hour cam of
it's
owls.
So cute.
Yeah. I'll have to share that with you, yeah.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So I totally feel that. It's like you look for different things at different times, and it's different vibes. And
yeah, it's whatever vibe I need at that time.
so Nikomaru is a good streamer.
Amazing.
There you go.
Perfect quality.
Ooh, that's actually all the questions I have on my list. Is there anything you want to ask, Shleb?
I mean, I think
it's already been an hour. Crazy enough. Like that last community question, I was like, I could keep going. I was like, holy crap, we've been on for so long. I have to, you know, I can't keep her here too long.
You guys are fine. Yeah, I love talking about like Twitch in that regard, like of the way that people use the term "my community" or the way that I love giving advice too on like growth and things like that, because I feel like it's so different for everyone. But as someone who starts from nothing, like I never had a following on any platform, but someone like Peach Milky, like they had YouTube. They had YouTube to bring in people from YouTube to Twitch. So they kind of like instantly had like people like showing up, sort of thing. So like I don't know. I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about Twitch.
Yeah.
I don't like to think I'm like super like insightful, but I don't know. I just love like talking about it and thinking about it and hearing people's opinions on it. So we could totally talk about this forever.
Yeah, and you have such interesting takes on it. Oh, I just thought of a question.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
Too.
Sorry.
I have a question too.
Sorry.
No, I wanted to ask like, because I know like so far you do mostly game streams, but like would you ever be like interested, I guess, in doing like in real life streams, or even like just like cooking streams, or like things that's not gaming, or is that like something
I actually have to do a cooking stream coming up.
Really?
It was one of the rewards for St. Jude, so I will be doing a cooking stream. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna make. I don't cook. I make like pasta a lot.
Pasta stream, everybody.
So I have no idea what I will be doing with it, but yeah, I do want to do more like special streams, making and doing things that aren't necessarily gaming related. But yeah, so I do have plans for stuff like that. I'm not really interested in like IRL streaming or anything like that.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Cooking stream, here we
I
come.
want to see your cooking
Yeah.
stream.
Definitely gonna be
Yeah,
there for
I'll
that.
I'll announce it eventually whenever it's planned.
Fox Derp is asking you, are you ready for Dark Souls / Bloodborne?
Wait, which one are you playing?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna make
Oh.
a vote for people to decide because I don't really want to decide. I hear Bloodborne is the worst of them though, so I really hope it's not Bloodborne. But I know people are gonna vote for that one though, so like I don't know. And I agree that I would like finish whatever game is chosen too. So like I don't know. I've never played a game like this, so like I have no idea if I like it might be the worst content I'll ever freaking make.
You never. It could be the best content.
I'm
The
just
best, yeah.
annoyed. Like I don't know, man. People are gonna come in and backseat. I'm like
Feel gonna backseat. That's your biggest worry.
but yeah, I
And
still have
worst
to
case-
figure out which game.
And worst case scenario, Bloodborne and Dark Souls, you can summon people, so you can have people come in and help you. Worst case scenario.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those two, you can summon other players and have them help you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, then that's what we're
Yeah.
gonna do then.
No, you'll be
We
fine.
can-
Gonna
Worst
help
case, you'll be
me.
fine.
We can suffer together, Shleb, because I don't.
Yes, please
Yeah.
help me.
Because we actually announced our 2-year anniversary stream,
Oh my goodness.
and we're playing. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Bloodborne from beginning to end in one stream. So. Yeah, full weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll be suffering
Oh my
together. We'll be
goodness.
suffering together.
Yeah. Come see if we're alive or dead later.
Yeah. If
That's so exciting though. 2 years though. 2 years is
Yeah.
lucky mark for people if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Hey, let's hope it gets better. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I had a question.
Teacher.
What's the biggest misconception about Shleb that people have of you?
I was gonna say that I'm a pleb, but no. I feel like I give people the worst impression of me. Like
Okay.
first thing, I feel like I'm the worst at this. So like people will come in and they'll ask a question, and depending on maybe how they worded it or like what the question is, I'll just snap at them, like instantly snap at them, and like they'll just be like super innocent people, and they're just like, I just wanted to talk. But I snap, and like this kind of goes hand in hand with like earlier mentioned mental disorders and things like that. Not that it's an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's never an excuse to ever treat people wrongly or anything like that. But if I'm like stressed out about maybe something in the game and someone goes and like they just simply try to suggest something that I could do to do the fight easier, I'm like no, and just like I feel like maybe the biggest misconception would be that I'm like that all the time, because I am not. Back when I was sea salt Shelby, I used to always say, you know, I am both a salty and sweet person, because I am. Like I do have, you know, my more sweeter moments where it's more like ooh woo and like just you know lovey dovey stuff. But like other times I'm just like, you're a forehead, get out of here, and just you know whatever.
I feel
So-
like 90% of the time it's the sweet, and then there'll be like one moment where it's like justified.
And that is
then,
like my defining moment. Like the person who spoiled Shadowbringers for me.
Oh,
yeah,
I was there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that to a lot of people in my community is like a very defining moment. There's a couple people where that was their
Yeah.
first stream.
Well, that was very
Yeah.
justified.
And they're still
though.
around somehow, but like
So.
that was like one of their first like Shleb experiences, and like it makes me feel guilty to this very day. Like I
That's-
genuinely feel so bad.
The thing about that, and that this was actually one of the questions that we actually kind of combined with others, but unintentionally doing something against the rules, because I think sometimes it's very apparent, like there's no way you can justify those things, but I think there are times when people do something against the rules, you know, that personal rule or a stream rule that's like just out of passion, or like they just love the game, and then they're like holding it in, but they can't because they're so excited, because like they'll like think of like
Sit on your hands. It's not that hard. You have more control over the things you type than the things you say. And if you don't agree with that, then like you probably shouldn't be on the internet, because you're going to say something and it's going to probably be very problematic.
It's interesting because for me, I'm like, they'll say something and then it's not that they want to spoil it. They're like thinking in their heads. Like you can tell they're really thinking in the best way, but it's just like they have so much knowledge about it that it's just like it comes out and I'm like, oh, okay. Like if Blue's playing, I'll try and like make her not see it, but most likely she will. And it's just always a hard moment because if it's a good game, which hopefully you're playing a good game, there's going to be a passionate fan base. And when we played Bloodborne, that's kind of what we learned, was that people are so passionate about it. It's either they take the get good route and then just kind of like hang out with you, and that's still a fun way to do it, but or they'll like start to try like really help you because the struggle is there. And it's not, I kind of think that that's like almost not backseat gaming, but it's almost like it's just part of streaming. Something that there's obviously an extent to that, but it's like such a weird line that it's like, okay, I understand you, but, and so it's always hard to deal with that for us.
Yeah, for sure. Accidental spoilers or accidental advice like happens all the time too. So like I spoiled the ending of Kingdom Hearts to a friend by complete accident because I was talking. It was through their stream, but I was talking to their boyfriend in their stream. But like I accidentally spoiled the ending of Kingdom Hearts to them, and like I just wasn't thinking about it, and I didn't realize at the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry, like I didn't mean that. Don't read it, but like. You know, so like accidental stuff happens all the time, and so it's as a streamer, like you should recognize the accidental stuff. And if someone apologizes, that's the biggest thing for me. If someone is gonna come in and they purposely backseat or they purposely say something or whatever, and then you call them out for it and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then they stop, okay, good, all right, thank you. But if they're just like fighting you about it, like, how was that backseat gaming? I was just giving advice.
That's game over. Yeah.
Well, so it's more so the people that can understand that they have, broken your rules, or they realize that they, did something they weren't supposed to, yada, yada, yada. If they can realize that they have done something wrong and apologize for it, then that says a lot about them. And it's those people that I'm more so willing to be kinder to, I guess, than someone who's like, I wasn't backseat gaming, I was just giving advice. Like, that's the same thing.
It's either that or they take the route of like they're like mad about it, so then they'll like put you down. They'll be like, well, this person obviously sucks, so I'm just trying to help. Like they always it's like I just wanted to get this smooth, which is like at that point they know that they're not going to be welcome, so they're just saying whatever.
It's like the what, nail in the coffin.
Yeah. They're like done with it, which is like
I get that all the time. They'll purposely say something just to finally get that banned. But my question to the people like that though is like, if you don't like watching people suffer, then why do you watch people do a first let's play of something? Why do you watch people who've never played the game before if you just plan on telling them how to do it? You're taking the fun out of figuring things out. And growing up, I loved games with like puzzles and things like that, and I loved being able to figure things out by myself without googling it, without any help from my siblings or whatever it is. It's like a pride thing, I guess. I want to figure it out myself. And so when you purposely say how to do it, you're taking the fun out of being able to figure it out yourself. And figuring out something by yourself is like, it is such a good feeling. Like it truly is just like, it makes me feel so good. It makes me feel so smart, and I love it. But when people take that moment away from me, it's just like, all right, then that's how we do it. And then usually I'll purposely like actually not do it for like 5 minutes or whatever, and I'll do something else. Just in spite of them spoiling it. But like, just let people figure it out themselves. That is supposed to be what is enjoyable about watching a first playthrough of something on Twitch. You watch them suffer, and it's supposed to be enjoyable. If you're not enjoying it, then find someone else.
Yeah. True. Yeah. I think that's like the main approach, and I think Blue and I kind of have a not a different approach, but kind of like a different mentality, where it's like there's people that watch people watch games that they know. They don't watch new games that they've never played because they want to do it for themselves. So you're going to get people that have already played the game, and probably people that played the game if it's something you can do over and over and over again. Those kind of people are the people that want to watch people suffer through like these Souls games, or so their knowledge is going to be a lot more, and
they just want to flex it.
Some people do. Yeah,
Yeah.
some people do, but some people I think really just want to like kind of put in their input in the best way possible, which is, so for us it's like if it's a like backseat gaming thing, you can say it and like, but it's our choice to do it or not, and you can't get angry about that. And it's also up to us to ignore the comment or just interact with it. But it's like, you guys can, unless it's like completely out of the TOS or like just completely toxic, then we kind of just like let it, say whatever you want in the realm. But it's it's our choice to ignore it, unless it's a spoiler. Then you get out of here. But like,
then you're not only ruining the streamer's experience, but potentially other people in chat, and that's what they get so angry about. Like during Final Fantasy VII, when people spoil the thing, like I could go on forever about this, but like people always like, this game has been out for like 20 years, it's fine. Freaking, you know what? Nobody ever says about Chrono Trigger. Nobody ever says this about any other game that is like that old. It's only ever for Final Fantasy VII. They're like, no, it's fine. I'm allowed to spoil it because it's old. Nobody ever says that anyway. But like people, like, okay, like it's not just the streamer getting spoiled, it's everyone else. And that's who I always feel like so upset for, because I would hate that them innocently watching my stream is now getting them spoiled of something else.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Like,
yeah,
that sucks. And I've said this on multiple occasions, but it's like we've kind of understand that we're the streamers, and us getting affected like that in a place where we're sitting in a place where we don't get to choose who comes, and we want to get as many people, like that kind of stuff. I like, to a certain point I understand that we can't experience it like a first playthrough in our room, but having the other people, they don't deserve that. The people in the chat don't deserve any of that, right? And so, and people can be like, just don't look at chat, but it's like chat, like I said, chat is such a big part of,
it's a huge part of it.
Yeah,
it's such a huge part. And like for my Final Fantasy VII remake experience, towards the end of it, I stopped pulling up chat because it was ruining my experience, and therefore, like, if my experience is ruined, that's not going to make a good stream, that's not going to make a good YouTube video either. So it's super important for me that, like, if I want to create good content of a good first playthrough of it, like, I can't watch chat. But with if I'm not watching chat, then like I'm lacking that interaction that I love and desire with Twitch. I love interacting with people. So it's definitely not, it's not, it's a hard thing to balance. I don't know if I'll do that with another playthrough, but it did help big time.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just gotta just shut it out for a second. And it's not like, I think people that are really there that know you understand what's going on. And so, like for us, like if we start not reading something because, maybe we're like playing Cuphead, right? Or something like that, they'll just start talking to each other or something like that. And it just like, there's just moments where that's okay. I think it's okay. And that's just the style we're going to go in because we need to focus. So, I understand. I think that's a very, another very difficult conversation to have because of the nature of this platform, of that's so, like Diner's saying, there are people who just want to, they come to Twitch so they can have the feeling of sharing an experience with someone, which is really nice in itself, but it's a double-edged sword. Depending on what you're sharing, if the person, it's just like a really hard thing. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's just how you kind of control your space of streaming. So everyone has a different way of doing it. So it's just like mad respect to everyone that actually has their own thing, instead of like, not really putting any rules down and getting mad all of a sudden without even putting it out there that, there's no general rule. Like, none of that exists. Like, there's a tag that says backseat gaming okay on, like, which means that some streams actively allow that. So it's not an objective rule that backseating is bad. Like, everyone just has just so many different rules and whatnot. So it's, I think it's a very difficult topic.
My advice for viewers, though, on that is that it is your responsibility to look for the rules of every single streamer you watch, because every single streamer is going to have a different set of rules and a different set of expectations on your part. So whether you need to look in the panels for the rules, every single time you click on a new chat, even if it's on a new device, so if I've never watched you guys on mobile before and I clicked on your chat, it would pop up, your rules would pop up. So there's no excuse to not know the rules, right? It's your responsibility that you should know them. But it's like when you're driving though. So like as a driver, you have to be responsible. You have to look for stop signs. You have to look for the speed limit. If you're not doing those things and you get pulled over, you can't just tell the police officer, "Oh, I didn't see the stop sign." Like that's not gonna fly with the police officer. They're gonna say like, "No, all right, that like you're gonna get a ticket because you're being irresponsible and not looking for things that are supposed to keep you and others safe." So, as a viewer, it is expected of you to find the rules. If not, ask.
Yeah. We've thankfully not been in a situation where we need to like really like, you know. Yeah, it's hard. It's because I think you've experienced that. You must always say that you know it's your responsibility, but there's always that bad apple that doesn't get through. And to me, like that's kind of like, in a sense, that's kind of expected because the thing is that, and this might not be because I don't cause any problems, but when I go into a stream, the first thing that I look at isn't the rules. Like I kind of have this general idea of like I know what the rules are, and I don't really chat much anyway, so like I'll lurk. But right, so I feel I don't look at the chat rules. I just kind of have this common sense, and I don't cause any problems. And I think some people might have that too, and so it's hard for me to say like we do have the rules, like please check it out, but like it's hard because I don't do the same thing. It's hard. I can understand as a viewer that just like they go in and they think it's for the best. It's hard. It's just a difficult thing, and it's up to us as streamers to be like, these are the rules. Like if they do something wrong, like let them know this space has these kind of rules.
Yeah, and if they break the rules and like you can tell that it wasn't done out of like anger or like they hate you or just like whatever, being a butthead, then like you just simply tell them and you need to offer some sort of like grace to them. But if it's someone who's coming in there purposely like being a butthead to you about something, then like I don't know.
Oh yeah, like if they have malicious intent, then
it's the
like, you
intent
don't have
that
to give them a
matters.
chance or anything. Yeah.
There's no need to do that. Yeah.
I think
But
it's all situational.
Oh boy, that was a lot. That was a lot of. I'm gonna think about this after this. Like, I'm gonna have
Thanks for answering so many questions.
Yeah, thank you so much.
problem.
Yeah, and so this will be up on YouTube in a couple days. So we'll let you know, like, if like the description or whatnot, you can let us know and stuff like that. But hey, Shleb, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so
for
much.
inviting me. This was fun. Well, seriously, if you want to talk about this some more off stream, I'm more than happy to do that. I love talking about this kind of stuff.
Let's go. Thank you. And hopefully we'll get like, once we do like a good amount of people, we can get like same people again. This is definitely one I want to do again.
Yeah, we do want to
Shleb.
call people back again.
Yeah,
so.
if you're open, if you're free,
for
we'll
sure.
hit you up again. So yeah, good luck on the cooking stream, the Soulsborne streams.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shleb. Everybody say bye to Shleb.